Good evening, everyone. Well, we'll be starting in next 10 minutes. I see all our guests have joined. Just be with us, and in next 10 minutes we'll start shortly. I can see Rajat, I can see Sujit, Vasuki. Everyone is here. So we are all set for an exciting discussion, and we'll start in next 10 minutes while all our other guests joined in. Thank you, everyone.
Just a mic check.
Hi
You're able to hear
all.
me well, right?
Hi Namak.
Hi, Rajat, loud and clear. Yes. Let's do a mic check. Yes, good. Mic and video both.
Okay.
Can we have the speakers on the screen, please? Vasuki, Sujit, Rajat.
Yes.
All right. Okay, there you have
Sujit is
it.
here.
Lovely boardroom. Sujit, you are all alone.
Yes.
All right. Okay, there is Rajat. Yes, we can see Rajat and Vasuki. Okay. We have everyone here. And we
Hey,
Am I
have,
audible,
Vasuki, good
Naman?
to see you after such
yes,
a long
Sulekha.
time.
Yes. So let's go one by
Okay,
one.
Sulekha is here.
Rajat, can we hear you first, please? Rajat.
Hi Naman. Hey Vasuki, good to see you after such a long time. Hey Maruli. Hey Sulekha.
Hi everyone.
रजत आपने फोन से ज्वाइन किया क्या? Have you joined it from phone? Little looks like there is a little disturbance. Vasuki, can you hear him? Can you hear Rajat?
No, I can't hear. He just went mute.
Okay. So Vasuki, your voice is loud and clear, and so is the video.
Okay, hey,
and
can you hear me now?
yes, we can hear you now. Yes. And
Just give me a moment. Hey Vasuki.
Yeah, hi Rajat.
Long time no see, eh?
Very much. Yes, that's right. I believe you have been interacting with my colleagues from Gurgaon, Naman, because I'm sure they're taking good care of you.
let's quickly go to Sujit. Sujit.
Yeah. Hi.
Yes.
You guys can hear
Hi.
me well?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Super.
Sulekha, we can see you. And can we do a mic test, please?
Hi everyone. I hope you can help me.
Yes, we can hear you. Right, Sulekha, yes. All right. We are all set. In next 7 minutes, we'll start. And looks like all our mic tests are in place. Right. Over to you, Agrima. We can have that lovely ballroom music, please. We're starting it in another 2 minutes. Just 2 more minutes. Looks like people are still joining in. Just 2 more minutes and we'll start. All right, it's 5. I think time to start. Well, that's the best part about this session. We start on time. All right. So good evening, everyone. As promised, we are starting on time. 5 it is. Welcome to the Open Innovator session, and where we just don't discuss innovation. I would say we live it, we challenge it, and most importantly, we co-create it. Well, that's the goal of today's session. And today we'll discuss a topic that's redefining how we move. Yes, you heard it right. How we move, how we manufacture, and even how we think about mobility. And our topic of today's discussion is AI and automation in automobiles. Right now, before we shift gears in the discussion, let's take a moment to appreciate something. We are living in the golden age of automotive transformation. Just think about it for a moment. Cars, Vasuki, are learning to drive themselves. Factories are predicting breakdowns before they occur. We are already working on some of the use cases. AI powered automation is reducing inefficiencies, or I would say eliminating inefficiencies at all, and as if they were never noticed. Right? We are fortunate, aren't we? And let's talk about how we have seen cars evolved over the years. To be very specific, there was a time when cars were purely mechanical. No power steering, no fancy electronics, just raw engineering and human skills. And then came automatic transmission, then came AI powered safety systems, self parking cars, and now whatnot. Now we are talking about fully autonomous vehicles. And yet every big leap in technology has faced resistance, as we know, right? Be it calculators, be it computers, every big leap in automotive, or let's say technology to be precise, faced resistance. People doubted power steering when it was introduced. They said it take away the real feel of driving. Then ABS, do we really need computers to brake for us? And now AI driven automation is stirring the same debate. So I'll tell you, I get it because I have had the same debate at home. I'll tell you, I'm from a city called Nainital, but I live in Gurgaon. Growing up in the mountains, driving was more than just a skill. It was a rite of passage. And when I recently, upgraded my car, I found myself in a classic old school versus new tech battle. My father, a firm believer in real driving, as he says it, insisted that a manual was the only way to go. He told me, beta, asli gaadi wahi hoti hai jo tum control karo, na ki jo tumhe control kare. But after, much back and forth, I went for an automatic 4x4 off-roader. The convenience, the tech, the sheer, ease of it just made sense for my office commute and weekend getaways, very comfortable, right? Fast forward to my trip back home last month. My father is still skeptical, took the wheel of my car and something changed, something changed. Within minutes, the man who soared by manual gears was, cruising through the hills like he had been doing it forever. And by the end of the trip, he casually asked me, वैसे अगर तुम्हें manual पसंद है तो हम exchange कर लेते हैं, right? And that's exactly how innovation wins. That's my point. So my point is that's exactly how innovation wins. We resist it, we question it, and then before we know it, we wonder how we ever lived without it, right? And that, my dear friends, bring us to today's session. In today's session, we have two key moments. First, a panel discussion where industry leaders, as you all see on the screen, will decode where AI is taking automation in automobiles and what challenges still needs to be tackled. So you can expect insights, bold opinions, and maybe a few heated debates. We are all up for it. And second, we shift gears to startup pitching. Startup pitching session or startup spotlight, innovator spotlight, as we say it. This is where we meet the disruptors. You can see them on the screen. We have Nachiket, we have Sulekha, right? And the startups, they are not just adapting to the future, but are building it. And who knows, by the end of this session, we might just witness the next great co-creation story between enterprises and innovators. All right, so I am Naman Kothari, your host for this session, and I promise it is going to be insightful, engaging, and maybe even, challenge a few of your assumptions as well. And no one's getting bored on my watch. That's the promise that I always make. All right, so we have set the stage. We have revved the engines literally. And now it's time, to bring in the experts. First up, we have Sujit. We have Sujit Maroli, business head for data and AI at Bosch Global Software Technology. With over 20 years of experience, Sujit has seen AI move from theory to transformation. Today, Sujit will walk us through real world AI applications or AI powered automation. Welcome, Sujit. Welcome.
Thank you, Naman.
Next up, we welcome Rajat Singh, COO at Third Eye AI, a JBM Group company with over 22 years of expertise, spanning automotive, telecom, consumer tech. Rajat has a front row seat to the intersection of digital transformation, innovation, and business growth. Good to have you, Rajat.
Thank you, Naman. Thank you for the welcome. Looking forward for the session.
And all right, and finally, we have a man. We have Vasuki Kashyap leading, enterprise partner engagement at Mighty NASSCOM Center of Excellence with over 25 years of experience in digital engagement and enterprise innovation. Vasuki has been, a driving force between collaboration that bridges the gap between startup and enterprises. Welcome, Vasuki.
Thank you, Naman. Happy to be here.
All right. And of course, I'll be a moderator for this session, which means I've got the best seat in the house. I have also come prepared with some excellent questions, right, for our speakers. So buckle up because, this is going to be an insightful and engaging session, right? Quickly now, and then we'll move to our startup pitching, right? Sujit, so let's start with you. Without further ado, we'll start with you, Sujit. So Sujit, I just spoke about my experience, my personal experience, right? We have all seen cars getting smarter. ADAS, the talk of the town, advanced driver assistance system, as they say it. Sujit, it's turning vehicles into co-pilots, helping us park, helping us stay in the lanes, and even hit the brakes when needed, right?
But here is the flip side. Don't you think, are we becoming too dependent on automation? And what about the biases and perception models that we create? One wrong assumption by AI and it could lead to, unintended consequences. So my question to you is, how do we ensure responsible AI governance in ADAS, making sure automation helps rather than harms? Over to you, Sujit.
Yeah, thanks, Naman. So we as humans always by nature want to make our life easier. So that's how you have your wheels, the scissors, the toasters, and now we are talking of ADAS, right? So primarily, this is not new for us. Innovation is not new. But what's new, however, with the ADAS as a topic is elimination of human in loop, right? When AI coming in, you're trying to eliminate human. That's like you're driving your car. The example that you mentioned, Naman, when I first drove cruise control car, I was really frightened. It's like I don't have my control. It's just moving in, right? So I'm just taking clues from your example, but this is the reality that I worked in. So that's where the problem is. Whenever you leave human out of the equation, a natural reaction is that you're worried. Is it really working? Is it a problem? What is it, right? So in that's us humans, right? So ADAS purposely, or the main purpose of introducing ADAS was because they wanted to reduce human-led accidents. The statistics say about 62% of accidents were human-led, and that is what they wanted to avoid. In reality, what is happening? We wait and watch is what I would put forward. But that is the reason why AI governance is becoming increasingly relevant, as you'll have to really get into the detail what is happening where, and then the responsible AI topic adds up on top of it. So what is responsible AI? So responsible AI primarily works upon three major pillars or three major strategic levers. One, biasness. That means whatever data that you have looked into, is it really covering all the angle of it or all set of data, or is it skewed? Second thing is robustness. How accurate is your AI ML? Every time you give the same scenario, will it give you the same results? Third thing is explainability. Will it be able to tell you why did it take the decision? Think of a situation where you have your car with ADAS on and there's a sudden braking and you don't know why. If the car is able to conversate and tell you, you can really get to know, might be I'm doing something wrong, or ABC, something like that. So that's the way of conversation that is going to be, right? So in summary, responsible AI governance in ADAS requires a multi-phased approach. Eliminate biases in AI perception, ensuring driver remains engaged, enforcing regulatory frameworks, and increasing transparency. By integrating advanced monitoring, diverse data, and real-time human oversight, the automotive industry can ensure ethical AI deployment in next-gen ADAS.
Well, that's a pretty crucial point, Sujit. AI, you mentioned AI should assist, not replace human judgment, and which is true to a great extent. And striking that balance between automation and responsibility is the key, as you mentioned. So, thank you. And Rajat, your turn now. We'll come to you. And Rajat, you have seen it all. As I mentioned, telecom, automotive, right, consumer durables, each industry embracing AI in its own way, right? You can't miss it. This is for sure, right? So, what makes the auto sector different? And when it comes to AI and ML in safety and autonomous mobility, what challenges keep you up at night, Rajat, and what opportunities excite you? And just a follow-up thing, any big lessons from your experience in other industries that could completely shake things up in automotive? Rajat, we can't hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear. Yes.
Thank you. So this was basically just to, you know, um, demonstrate that despite, having the latest state-of-the-art networks, etc., you can still have problems. So I've currently joined both from my laptop as well as my mobile. So I had to check whether my laptop system is working well or is it my mobile. And you'd be surprised, that it's actually my mobile uh, part which is right now making me talk to you. So I should look at this as an opportunity perspective. So, but then there are quite a few things that you've actually mentioned. So there are three things that you talked about. I think you talked about challenges, you talked about opportunities, and then
Opportunity.
any key
Yes.
learnings which
Yes.
we have from the other things. See, one of the biggest and unique challenges which typically currently autonomous vehicles or AI/ML implementation into autonomous vehicles is around the reliability and safety, which is which actually goes as a which becomes the backbone for the entire or rather the premise for the entire autonomous industry vehicle market to actually move forward. So the expectation when it comes down, and this is, as Sujit also mentioned, that the human expectation is that either we be at zero or we be at 100 or 110%. So, the degree of expectation that we have from autonomous vehicles or in automotive sector is something that we would need to recalibrate. Um, and I mean, the safety factor is something which is more at the user level, but then more at the system level, you have all these complex data structures which are actually there, and the volume of data. I'm asking a lot of you would actually be, using hyperscalers or cloud solutions which are there. Uh, just tell me, the moment your data volume actually starts going up, is your cost going up or not? Answer would be yes. And they actually go up astronomically, which are there. Have we actually been able to find a solution to it? We still don't have. And you cannot blame the hyperscalers because the amount of money that they have actually invested into putting up that hardware, they also need to put in a pricing structure or a ROI which needs to come in. So basically the data complexity and volume, which is currently associated with the current technology solutions which are there, that's another big challenge. Sujit actually mentioned one very important thing, which is around regulatory and ethical considerations. I don't know how many of us are aware, but the government of India has actually put in around 10,000 crores, 10,000 plus crores into AI/ML for this year. Are you aware that where is that majority of the money actually being, it has been earmarked for what? For what? It's been done for ethical AI development. So I think what Sujit mentioned, all the pillars, it's extremely important, and that's a challenge, and that remains a challenge. You know, questions like if for example an accident happens for with an autonomous vehicle, who's actually responsible? The manufacturer, the developer of that system which is there, or uh, or the AI system itself. I mean, seriously, can you bring the AI system? And I would love that day wherein Supreme Court may you actually get AI system to be held accountable over there. So that's something which is I've already mentioned. I think one, two, three challenges. I think one of the biggest challenge is going to be integration with all the systems which are already existing out there in the market, what we call the legacy system. So, what could be the current state of the art system right now might actually be a legacy system going forward. In terms of, I think the second thing that you asked was around opportunities. I think opportunities, I don't even want to belabor the point. the point wherein predictivity in the safety systems coming in. That's something which is an opportunity. There's a lot of work which needs to be done around that. Autonomous vehicle in terms of enhanced decision making by the system itself, and that's again going back to basically what Sujit had mentioned: the biasness and the ethics. They are the challenges. If we actually find some kind of a solution to it, that's there. And of course, the customer centricity around it. The reason why that typically you're actually getting an AI enabled system is that you're talking about how customized it could be to 6-7 odd billion people there in the world. So of course this would be the opportunity. I think the third part you talked about was what are the learnings from the other sectors. See, telecom and consumer durables, these are the other two sectors where I've been. Telecom has it has had its own share, but one important thing and a difference between what automotive sector is all about is telecom. The data is very structured, so the real time, the transmission, etc., which is happening, that's all very structured, and it's reached a certain level of maturity. When an autonomous system comes in, how is the system supposed to react to any of the edge cases? Anything. I mean, seriously, if we were able to predict why all the accidents are happening or going to happen, then I mean, seriously, we would have sorted out all the issues which are there. But that's not the truth. So there are a lot of edge cases which will keep on coming in. So
Right.
I think from telecom, we need that, we can learn if we can actually structure the data. From consumer durables, I guess consumer durables is all about customer centricity. So basically anything which is a human machine interface, etc. That's a learning. I think
Well,
I've gone a bit too long. Please
that's an
continue.
interesting take, Rajat. Rajat, that's an interesting take. You've answered all the questions. Thank you, Rajat. And finally, Vasuki, we would like to bring you in now. We all, Vasuki, we all love a good startup enterprise collaboration story, right? And but we'll be honest. Let's be honest. It's not always as smooth as it's seen, right? And traditional automotive, giants and companies that you work with are fast paced, and the startups that you work with, move at a very different speeds, both enterprises and the startups. And you have been in the middle of this, Vasuki, making these partnerships work. So my question to you is, what's the secret sauce of this collaboration or the partnership? And do you have any success stories to share with all of us today that prove how AI and automation, can scale things when the right minds come together?
Yes, definitely, Naman. Thank you for that question. So we have a good amount of success story that we can share with the audience today and with our other co-panelists as well. So the secret sauce that you mentioned, that what are the clear secret sauce that we have is when there is a fast-paced startup and a automotive or a manufacturing giant who wants to solve a particular problem. So how we go about is we try to make a very clear value proposition we create between both the parties. What is the kind of incentive that is for the startup that is in store for them, and we try to bring in the clear value proposition, what they have to offer and what is going to be solved. That we will create that, and then we try to create the foster a mutual respect for each other, and we create a framework for both of them in terms of what kind of collaboration, and iterate it very clearly that this is the outcomes that is expected, these are the milestones that we will achieve, things like this. And to the startup, we provide it is the market access, and it is the startup that brings the agility to the table and the cutting edge technology, and of course the innovation problem solving stuff as well. Yeah, and then we go about doing the pilots. So it is basically to gain the confidence of the client that we bring the pilot that we work on, which would be integrating with the AI driven or anything to do with the predictive maintenance or any of those AI driven machine learning, and scaling across the entire supply chain later, or to the entire plants over a period of time. First we start with a single factory, and then we probably move it on to other areas of their various departments and various factories So this is how we would like to go about creating a secret sauce for this.
So thank you, Vasuki. That's an interesting take. That's exactly the kind of synergy we need, bringing together deep industry experience with cutting edge innovation. And like you rightly mentioned, highlighted, when both the sides align, the impact is massive, right? And now I'll like to bring Sujit again and into the discussion. Sujit, let's talk about the hottest, I would say, the tech player of the town right now, generative AI. It's talk about a lot. Gen AI, every second day you get to hear a news about some new updates in Gen AI. So not to mention it's shaking things up across industries, from content creation to drug discovery. We work on lots of use cases around drug discovery, content creation. But what about in automotive, right? How does Gen AI can play a part in automotive, and how do you see advancing vehicle Gen AI advancing vehicle designs, predictive maintenance, and most importantly, the best selling part about a high end car, which is in car experience, to make driving safer and more comfortable. Do you see Gen AI playing a key role here?
Yeah, Namit, absolutely yes. Gen AI, I don't need to tell no, because I'm sure all of the people in the call would be against me if I do that. So, Gen AI as such is been really taking over the industry in a complete different way. So let's take in terms of engineering. Every engineering organization is really betting big on Gen AI and extensively investing to bring in efficiency in design, development, and beyond, right? So companies are already optimizing the way how aerodynamics work, how weight and material usage can be reduced. So bringing the overall design time by 30 to 50%. People are already getting the output in that direction. And to talk about what we are doing, we are specifically investing. AI generated software engineering is one of our big bets going forward, with specific focus on V model, primarily the development cycle. So to take talking in terms of predictive maintenance, the second part of the question, Naman, that you asked, uh, augmenting physical sensors with simulation to create real-time diagnostics and failure prediction will definitely reduce the unplanned downtime, unplanned scenarios, lower the costs, and improve the overall efficiency as well as the output. So predictive maintenance, like Rajat, like Naman, you mentioned, like Vasuki mentioned, that is definitely in the plate for every AI tool that is going to come, either in manufacturing, wherever assets are available, right? Now, the last part, what you spoke about, primarily adaptive issue resolution part. So I'll talk about an example or a project that we are working with one of the OEMs. Think about a situation where you're in your car and you feel there is some trouble in your car. So typically, what would you do? You would call your regular service agent telling that, okay, there's some tuck, tuck, tuck sound or some things around there, and he will give you something or he'll ask you to come over. Now think about a situation where you talk to your car and say, okay, I have this, there's a interactive generative AI based solution there that speaks, and you talk to that car and says that, okay, there is this trouble. So the AI engine or the AI agent that is available, he or she, I wouldn't want to bias gender into the AI agent, my bad, sorry. So would get into action and get into the next level of questioning based on what reasoning you have given. And based on the contextual answers that you get given, might be up to 3 or 5, it will already decide and understand what could be the problem in your car. It will not stop there. It will pass on the information to your regular service agent based on the criticality. If it is really a critical issue, it will possibly find the nearest service station. If it is a regular one which can wait, it can reach out to your car service company. It can also go next level to identify if there are spare parts that is required already available in the service station. If yes, good, go ahead. If not, order for those parts, get the lead time, get the service time
Wow.
that is needed together, and get the cost estimate along with the mechanics cost together. So all bundled together, you get 1 point, right? So you get a summary at the end. Possibly you can go into the service station on this date and possibly get an appointment as well. And you drive when necessary and you know by when you'll get your car back. So as simple as that, or as complicated as that. So in summary, with up to 50% faster design cycle, 40% lower maintenance cost, and up to 30 to 40% safe in-car interactions, the technology is poising to drive the next era of intelligence, efficient and customer-centric vehicles. Generative AI, again, is redefining the automotive innovation by enhancing the overall design aspects, maintenance aspects, and adaptive in-car experience. From lighter, more efficient design to self-healing software. Self-healing software. Agents speak to each other and solve the problems by themselves. And personalized AI assistance, the future of AI driven automotive promises safer, smarter, and more immersive experience. On the positive side, I would want to.
No, that's a really good take, Sujit. And I'll be honest here. So that all sounds so fascinating, right? And as you highlighted, the idea of the cars that can think ahead, whether in design, maintenance, or passenger experience, is a game changer and will be a game changer, right? So thank you for all those insights. We'll now move to Rajat. So Rajat, I remember when we were in Chennai, right? Just after our session, you were all surrounded by the startups, right? And I understand you have mentored startups and driven innovation on a global scale. You travel frequently. So looking ahead, Rajat, what's next in the next 5 years? Which emerging AI trend in autonomous vehicle and safety system do you think will be the biggest disruptor? As simple as that. And what should we be watching out for as the technology advocates? You're on mute. Rajat, you're on mute.
Sorry. So am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll again go back to what Sujit had mentioned a while back. He was talking about the thing from giving a call for tuck sound is coming to the point wherein you are actually able to get a complete consolidated view of what your car actually needs, or which you knew about in terms of whatever is available, to whatever anything and everything which might actually be available, and it gets presented. So basically, the two trends, which are the things, which are the trends, that is the focus area also. Both of them are around safety and intelligence. Now, when we're talking about all of this, the important thing, if you remember, was that we were talking about how the data gets handled. Let's take a step back. Where is that data actually coming from? So, the first one of the most important trends which is emerging is what we call multimodal AI. So what is multimodal? So currently, for example, you have data coming in from LiDAR, you have data coming in from the radar systems, and primarily from the cameras which are there. I mean, depending upon which OEM that you have actually bought your car from. But that's not sufficient. I mean, you have all these sensors which are already there, environmental sensors, you have your traffic sensors, you have your speed sensors, etc., which are all there. And you have the other cars which are there, and they would be having their own sensors, etc. So I think the one major trend which is actually emerging is basically your multimodal AI perception or enhanced perception, whatever you want to call it. The second one again is what again Sujit has already mentioned in a different context. and that was around self-learning. He talked about self-healing. I'm talking about self-learning autonomous systems. The ability to adapt in real time, whatever situations actually arise. So whether it's the edge case or if there are some rules, etc., which are there, which are getting breached, how does the system actually adapt to itself in real time? Third one is actually a combination of the other, the first two that I talked about. We call this swarm intelligence or collaborative driving. It's all of this. I mean, the words, I've already told you that we engineers are one of the we are the laziest people in the world. So the name itself should be able to tell you what exactly it is supposed to be doing.
Right.
I think the fourth one is around, obviously, cybersecurity, since everything is coming in, everything is around connected vehicles, connected systems, etc. So that's the fourth one.
Right.
I think the last one, which comes to my mind in terms of very important thing is, how does the regulatory compliance become self-explanatory? So that's a trend which I believe. So if you actually, I'll maybe during the course, if there's something else which is going on, I would maybe add a bit later.
Right.
I'll tell you about how Middle East is actually handling a lot of this. Yeah, but then this is it, more or less these 4-5 p.m.
Well, no, Rajat, that's an exciting outlook. And this is just the second round of discussion. And I can say the pace at which, AI is evolving in the auto sector is truly mind blowing, right? Vasuki, we would like to bring you to the discussion now, right? You have a keen eye for, spotting emerging tech trends, I would say. And our question to you is, are there any AI and automation advancements in the automotive sector that you think are still flying under the radar? Something that's not making headlines yet, but has a potential to transform vehicle production or autonomous driving. Since you're working on lots of cutting edge use cases, you are the right person to talk about it.
There are quite a few Indian startups are working on the autonomous driving, and they have reached a stage where they can offer this as a platform. There are many trends that you would say, Raman, that you can say that, starting from the digital twin to the edge AI, then currently the agentic AI that is being implemented, for an immersive experience, as Sujit very clearly mentioned, and Rajat also complemented that, saying that, this is the agentic AI for the immersive experience with the infotainment inside the car entertainment that is taking place. And also there is sustainability, leveraging technology for doing some sustainable work as well. That is also taking a very good importance in the center stage around the vehicle manufacturing. So, and then AI-driven supply chain, building those resilience. Then you have the cobots that's being used very much. So scaling AI-driven automobile innovations beyond POCs. So there is a quality of data that is getting improved, and regulatory hurdles are getting cleared. So all of this is addressing these as an enabler for scalable architecture of these, helping companies work closely with these startups and work on these areas. So, for example, a leading automobile manufacturer, did an AI-powered predictive maintenance system by first deploying in a single plant, and then they were able to scale it and reduce 20% reduction in the downtime. So
wow.
That is leading to a huge savings in that.
Well, that's an impressive number, and that's Vasuki, that's exactly why discussions like these are so important. There's always something brewing beneath the surface, and as you pointed out, the next big leap in automotive AI might come from unexpected areas, right? And all right, so before we move to our innovators for the pitching session, let's do one quick final round of discussion. And so the discussion is steaming up. I can see a lot of queries from our attendees in the chat box for all our speakers. Sujit, Rajat, in the interest of time, we'll take them on the chat box. So Sujit, just quickly, one last round. My question to you is, AI-driven automation, like we all agree and discuss, is reshaping mobility at an unprecedented pace, right? So in your view, Sujit, how can we touched upon little about this part, but still I want to understand from you, in your view, how can policymakers manufacturers and AI researchers work together to strike the right balance between innovation, safety, ethics, and compliance? And where do we draw the line between pushing boundaries and ensuring responsible AI? Over to you, Sujit.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you again. Yeah. So all stakeholders here, Naman, have to work within the framework of the results. So what is that framework? That has to be defined, right? So this framework, whatever is going to be currently what is present, because like mentioned, there is AI regulation that is already published in India. It was initiated by the Europe region first, followed by the US, and now India also has given that out. So with all the framework that is getting, it is definitely going to grow bigger over time. Researchers will continue to push the boundaries with their innovations. Policymakers will have to adapt and keep the innovations safe. Manufacturers need to adapt continuously, knowing the best interest of customers and stakeholders. Right? So since autonomous vehicles, if you're talking of autonomous, they are at high risk because it's all AI driven, AI related according to the AI Act. So there's really a mandatory that every data that is coming out or being used has to be logged. Safety has to be assessed. Strict liability laws are there setting up. These are all setting up the benchmark together, right? So with the market growing for autonomous vehicle, which is about $1.6 trillion by 2030, there will be a lot of money flowing in, but the current infra is not supporting, and I'm definitely sure that will also catch up. So with all that together, AI-driven mobility demands a fine balance between innovation and regulation. Either ways, if it goes up, it can go in either positive or the negative direction. Policymakers must enforce strict but flexible guidelines. Manufacturers must ensure responsible deployment. AI researchers must push for fairness, robustness, and fail-safe AI. Through collaborative governance and public-private partnership, and possibly a cross-section research that comes up, AI-powered mobility will definitely can thrive safely and ethically with that boundary together.
A golden word, Sujit. We all have made a note of how to maintain a fine balance between innovation and regulation. Those are some wise words, I would say. And on that note, Vasuki, I would like to bring you in. You talk to a lot of startups, right, as a part of your job. And what does it really take, for an AI-driven automotive innovation to move, or I would say a AI-driven startup to move beyond proof of concept and scale to some real world deployments, especially in the areas like safety, automation? So what are the biggest roadblocks that you have seen, and what are the biggest enablers?
See, the biggest enablers have been the readiness to adopt these solutions. Some of the enterprises that we have worked with, we were very fortunate that they were open to adopting this and also take this to a much larger scale. So today we have the two startups that we have today. They have implemented quite a lot of stuff, and they've been doing some very advanced work in the deep tech area, in the the AI and innovation Gen AI space. So Kogo can complement what I'm saying today in terms of the automotive space. What they are doing is really excellent, and similarly with Things Alive. So one of the startup who is incubated with us, in one of the Gurugram center of ours, there's for a leading manufacturer of automobiles. They had something called the truck real-time location of trucks, which they implemented, identifying what you call as a RTLS. So they were wasting a lot of time, or probably they found that a lot of time the truck was inside the premises and they were not able to move them out, and it was finding it very difficult. So they implemented this truck in, truck out kind of a system, real-time location system tracking, which they worked on, and it resulted in 96% of accuracy they achieved in knowing where exactly the vehicle is and how much time it has been parked there and how much time it takes to move them. So the given time was 60 minutes, and you can imagine they reduced it by almost 10 minutes per vehicle, and resulting in every 6 vehicles moved, there is another vehicle they were able to move out. So resulting in if time is equal to money, they were able to achieve a significant amount of savings on that, and also able to implement this much faster at various plants of theirs and today. And this is a very big success story for this, and has been a big milestone for the automaker. And this is some of the simple ones that I mentioned to you.
Thank you, Vasuki. Very interesting use case. And Rajat, let's wrap this round with you. You have worked across the global markets, right? And AI adoption, we all agree, isn't a one size fits all story, right? So how do regional factors like regulations, infrastructure, or even consumer behavior affect the adoption of AI, in automotive, automation, and safety?
Now, very good question and very interesting. So, let me. So, there are three areas globally, primarily, wherein I have actually worked on the ground on this and seen it very closely. Europe, both East and West, Asia, primarily Middle East, and then South Asia, Southeast Asia. So these are the three regions that I'll talk about. I won't talk about US. US has a very different, um, you know, uh, very different perception. And I think a lot of us would have actually read about US and, maybe basing our understanding of autonomous vehicles on US. But let me just share something very interesting with you. So Europe, for example, it has, they are mad about when it comes to safety and regulations. And, you have all this safety NCAP, you have this GDPR, etc. So it's significantly tougher to actually do your autonomous vehicle testing in these areas. But there's a very surprising trend in the Eastern Europe, which are still not part of the EU, etc. The regulatory openness, as well as the Eastern Europe is very sparsely populated, and they have large lands of land, etc. They are actually becoming test beds for autonomous vehicle testing, etc. Moving towards and that's primarily cultural if you actually look at it. So while I would not be calling it consumer behavior, but still it's there. In terms of Middle East, everything is being driven primarily by the governments itself. I think there are other people who are joining in, so Agrima needs to keep on doing that. Sorry. So in the Middle East, the government is actually driving the entire, AV regulation as well as testing, etc. And all the state backing is actually helping Middle East actually be much better than a lot of the West, the people in the West, including the United States, US, they don't be surprised if they actually surpass them. Come to South and Southeast Asia. The first thing which hits your mind is what? The number of people, the organization, etc. The regulations. It's completely different. So I think South and Southeast Asia, we still have a lot of adoption problems, and it's actually going to take time. The governments are doing it. One very good example is basically what I'd mentioned, that government of India has actually earmarked money for AI/ML around ethics. And I think I won't belabor the point. Sujit and I have actually talked about it a lot. But I think it's still gaining momentum. I think ADAS might be something which is this first ground. However, the way it is being currently used becomes a major problem. In terms of, you asked about infrastructure. Europe, you have really good infrastructure. The signages, if you go over there, the markings on the road, etc. Now, these are your basic requirements, the infrastructure requirements, which actually ensure that your autonomous vehicle driving becomes much more seamless. So again, no rocket science. I think it's pretty much there, and they are on track. while regulations and safety compliance, etc., they still remain a challenge, or rather the ethical part of
Right.
it. The you'd be surprised to know that Germany and Netherlands actually have there's this concept called platooning, and it's around it's basically around smart highways, etc. So that's something which I think it'll take a lot of time. I shouldn't have brought it up,
Right.
brought it up right now over here. In Middle East, smart cities, that's what is basically driving the entire thing. South and Southeast Asia, again, it comes down to ultimately it comes down to the denseness of the traffic, etc. In terms of consumer behavior, Europe, very rule based, very structured. So yeah, they are open, but they are much more open. They are they would love they love the AI part of it, but ADAS is something. So surprisingly, for example, I used to live in Nordics, and I can tell you that, and I used to drive a Volvo XC90. Believe me, a lot of these ADAS features which we are seeing right now in India, I had actually seen it way back when we were actually driving the Volvo system. And Volvo cars, anyways, are supposed to be, their safety is what becomes their base, etc. Middle East, luxury and innovation. It's all about how can, there was a part which Vasuki was already mentioning about, in-vehicle entertainment and, luxury, innovation, etc. Southeast Asia, we are still around affordability. South and Southeast Asia. So safety and affordability, they
Right.
still remain the
So
things.
Rajat, one thing is
So,
clear,
yeah.
right? Right. AI adoption isn't just about tech readiness. It's also shaped by cultural, regulatory, and
Absolutely.
infrastructural differences worldwide. All right. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Perfect take. And with that, we wrap up our discussion. Now it's time to shift gears and hear from our innovators, as they take the stage for pitching session. I request Sujit, Rajat, Vasuki to be the part of the jury who will evaluate the pitches. Right. First up, we have Nachiket from Kogo.ai. Nachiket, the stage is yours. You have 10 minutes to walk us through your innovation and some key use cases. Let's hear how Kogo.ai is making an impact. Over to you, Nachiket. You can share your screen.
Yes, thank you, Naman, and well, hello to everyone. I'll quickly take you on a nice short drive of Kogo AI, hopefully with the context set. So what's Kogo AI? We are, just put this in full screen mode. Yeah, so Kogo AI is a full stack AI agentic platform for the enterprise. So what that means is that you can leverage our platform across enterprise, across industry, to build, deploy, manage, scale, agentic AI, which I think a lot of us spoke about just now, uh, with an added benefit of deploying all of this on premise, so your data stays where your data is, right? It doesn't go outside. And all of that in a very low code, no code sort of a fashion. So there's no lines of code and months of development cycles. Deploy in minutes, scale quickly, and then of course you can, spread it across your entire enterprise for use case. So what I'm going to do very specific to the automobile industry is the proof is in the pudding. I want to show you a few experiences so that you can, I think all the problem statements that were just discussed, in-car assistance and all of that, I think we have proof to show you how this technology can work, right? In this case, an in-car assistant would be, I mean, you've set the stage. It's definitely a must-have today with the increasing complexity of navigations, route optimizations, hands-free, safety alerts, and the works, right? So there are a bunch of problems today associated with driving and not having an assistant to sort of help you do that effectively. So our solution is an AI-powered voice assistant, but not like the ones you see out there. This is brand agnostic. It's trained to a high level of experience to match the experience of the human. I think Sujit mentioned about the human in the loop. This is exactly what it is. It's a human AI experience. It can integrate effortlessly with infotainment, smartphones, and connected car systems. So I'm going to quickly move to the demo.
How can I assist you today?
Hey, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm here and ready to assist you.
Great. Can you tell me some exciting things that are happening in Bangalore today?
Sure. Here's a quick roundup of some exciting events happening in Bangalore today. Near at Hilton Bengaluru Embassy Manyata Business Park is hosting a celebration of Tamil culture and tradition for Pongal.
Great. So let's head out for a music gig. Can you switch on the lights?
Connecting to the driving assistant.
Now switch the engine on.
Engine started.
Can you tell me the weather in Bangalore today and is it likely to rain?
The weather in Bangalore today is 24.17 degrees Celsius for K's. There is a 40% cloud cover. No rain is expected.
Can you switch on the wipers? Let's navigate to Indiranagar Social from Residency Road.
I'll just fetch the info. Enjoy your journey.
I'm going on a dinner with some business colleagues. Can you suggest some sushi places in Bangalore?
Sure. Here are some top-rated sushi places in Bangalore you might want to check out for dinner with your colleagues. One Shiro, known for its elegant ambience and a wide variety of sushi. It's located in UB City, a prime spot in Bangalore.
Can you suggest some ideas for my friend's birthday? What can I gift them? They love sports.
Here are some quick ideas based on different sports interests and budget ranges. One snow sports. How about some thermal gloves or ski goggles?
Right. So that was an in-car assistant. Now I'll quickly pivot to the next experience that we have, next solution that we have developed. This is for pre-sales dealership booking. So obviously with a lot of OEMs and a lot of brands that do new car launches or new automobile launches, there's always going to be a lot of PR around that. So there are a lot of inbound traffic and interest coming in from prospects to understand about the brand, scheduling test drives and the works, right? You know, all how it works. So what we've done is we've come out with this appointment booking agent. Again, it's to streamline the entire dealership network with assisted bookings and automate the entire process to sort of remove the load that contact centers typically get on for this kind of a use case. So here's the demo for it.
I am looking for 4x5 DTLA haulage vehicle.
Thank you for your interest. It seems you might be referring to the 4125 DTLA model. This vehicle has a power weight of 28,000 kilograms and is designed for heavy-duty applications. Would you like more details about this model or information on financing options?
Can you actually arrange for me to visit a dealership so that I can see this vehicle?
Of course. I can help you with that. Could you please provide me with your PIN code? This will help me find the nearest dealership for you.
My PIN code is 110017.
0017. Read it. Would you like me to register your details for a visit?
Yes.
Okay. That number?
My name is Ankita Singh and my phone number is 99164-882.
Singh. I have registered your details. A sales executive will follow up with you within 12 hours to assist you further. Is there anything else I can?
Yeah, so that's the dealership booking, and this can be extended to commercial vehicles, and not just restricted to the commercial vehicle segment. You can actually extend it beyond that as well. And then I'm going to move to the third use case that I want to show you today, which is the service booking agent. So that's sort of existing customers who want to schedule with service appointments and maintenance schedules. And also get real time. So I think all of us agree that this process is a little bit broken today with no updates to customer on what's going on with their vehicle. Sometimes even appointments are not easy to get. So we have a service booking agent which can help simplify and completely automate that process seamlessly. So I'm going to just quickly get into the demo here as well.
I am looking to book a service for my car.
Sure. Before we proceed, could you please share your name, location, and PIN code?
My name is Ankita Singh. My phone number is 9916488280 and my PIN code is 110017.
Thank you, Ankita Singh, for sharing your details. Now, regarding the service for your car, our initial service is recommended at 1,000 kilometers. With regular intervals every 10,000 kilometers or every 6 months. The service includes only diagnostics. Fuel top-up, tire alignment, and filter replacement. All of this is performed by authorized service centers, ensuring very advanced and expert decisions. You need to book a specific service appointment. Please let me know.
No, go ahead. I'm okay with the general service.
The nearest authorized service center for you in South Delhi. Would you like me to proceed with that?
Yes.
In South Delhi, you can visit Aero for drive for your car service. We are an authorized service center and will provide you with the best care for your vehicle. Once you confirm, I will send you the full details about this session to your phone number. Please provide your contact number for confirmation.
99164888.
So I'm going to just, I'm sure this, you can look at this experience as well later in the interest of time. I'm going to jump quickly to the last use case, which is super interesting. I think this is from an industrial automation perspective. So what we have done here with, in fact, there was a competition that was held by Michelin. Almost 150 vendors participated globally, and we actually got the award for the best solution. What happens here is a lot of factories obviously use a lot of machines, CNC legacy machines, and the machines do not communicate with each other for a more effective sort of a manufacturing process. So what we did, we built Shellfish AI, which is basically what allows these machines to talk to each other because we embed our agents on those machines. So the process, the entire manufacturing efficiency goes up quite a bit because of these agents able to manufacture or actually write code on their own. It's like autonomous coding that happens on these machines. So I'm going to quickly, this is not a big demo. I'm just going to show you it's basically how it happens in the back end. A lot of the code that is generated by these machines, you can see this is embedded on the machine. It's writing all of this code on its own. This is not a human writing the code. This is actually our agent, which is providing a lot of these codes for machines to communicate with each other more effectively. So basically breaking down the silos of machine-to-machine interaction. It's generated this G code as it's called. We can get into technical details post-call if anyone wants to know. But that's basically what it does. And it really simplifies the entire process of building out in your manufacturing process. Right. So that's, I mean, the interest of time, I want to just wrap it up. I also want to mention just as a passing note that we are working with the Indian Army and we are doing a lot of predictive maintenance work on their B-72 tanks. So I think we mentioned about predictive maintenance. We are actually doing it on the big machines. So it's very easy for us to do that across different vehicles as well. So I'll just quickly pause and I know the time is up here.
Right. Thank you, Nachiket. Well, that's a compelling pitch, and it's always good to see how AI is being leveraged for real-world transformations. Thank you. And in the interest of time, we'll now bring in Sulekha, and we'll take the questions jointly. So Sulekha, and now for a final pitch, Sulekha from Things Go Alive. Right. Looking forward to your pitch. Tell us how Things Go Alive is driving innovation and solving some real-world challenges. Sulekha, over to you.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, everyone. So company name is Things Alive. So things that is connected and we are making them alive. So we work a lot of connected vehicle and to connect different machineries and talk to each other in the IoT and intelligent IoT segments. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we can. Yes.
So it's been 5 years. We have been working with OEMs and trying to solve their problems with the different solutions like OBD, diagnosis, end of line. And we give a lot of solution based on the customer need basis and give them the process much more intelligent and to get the data-driven approach for the business people to be more accurate and more meaningful. And that comes from the IoT devices that we are building. So this is our team member. We have overall the team member from various industries. And the main problem statement we are working is to vehicle diagnostic and vehicle intelligence. So we worked with different OEMs and we understand there is always a gap. The tractors and agriculture truck manufacturing companies where we have worked, there are a lot of gap in between the data and how to get the data and make it more meaningful insight on top of it. So we do a lot of solutioning on those problem statements, and we integrated those data silos, and we integrated also the vehicle data using our IoT devices. So asset monitoring, over the air update, the diagnosis solutions, co-pilot, and assisting a service engineer to understand and any kind of error code of the engine level, many more vehicle related health informations and health diagnosis informations that we can always take care via our devices. And we have been implementing with these devices with OEMs and on their trucks and tractor machineries and also end of line segment where we have assisted the service engineer, we have assisted the R&D department, we have assisted the dealer network to connect all the different roles-based use cases to give them a meaningful insight of the data of their vehicle. The main problem statement came 5 years back where as a OBD, which is quite a big device for them, 2019 when we started our venture, one of the leading engine manufacturing companies, Simpson, we worked with them because they were not able to provide all the big machineries to pan India. It's kind of quite heavy and you have to bring your laptop to do the diagnosis. So can you imagine a tractor which is already broken somewhere in the field? They cannot do the diagnosis with all the heavy engineers. It's a time taking and a lot of problem throughout the process to do the diagnosis will be coming in as well. To service for one tractors, right? So to drill down those problem statement into a meaningful compact device, we build the OBD for multiple OEMs with their respective ECU, so electrical communication engine unit that helps basically to do the run the engine of the vehicle. So ECU basically can be connected with more than 10 or 15 sensors and can give more than 40 parameters. So we take care of all the sensor information to our devices and we analyze those parameters. We give a lot of meaningful insight of those errors and give the prediction reports as well of the vehicle maintenance. Mostly we have worked on off-road vehicles like tractors, trucks, as well as we work with the industrial engine. All this meaningful insight can run and channelize those informations to a interactive way of discussions with the service engineer. So this is the major segment where we worked. Our application can render all the reports and you can download the reports, you can share remotely, you can do the flashing as well. So previously this flashing is kind of quite time-taking approach for a service engineer to do to remove all the issues from the vehicle. So with our such a small device can easily flash with the engine as well with 1.5 minute, which is previously used to take 8 minutes and so. So it's a quite a lot of reductions on the time and it's a compact so that OEMs can sell these devices. Currently, we have deployed more than 500 devices throughout pan India and multiple use cases we can implement with our IoT AI board that we have implemented for different automotive segment. we can think of the agricultural, the sowing or the seeding or the different kind of soil test processes can be also automated with those sensor information can come in via our devices. We can give all those report and meaningful insight. All these sensors is quite a unique information that carries throughout different industries. So we also have implemented the over-the-air update. The solutions currently the industries that we have focused on mainly the tractors and trucks and automotive segment, and a couple of products informations I want to show here. We are also working on the EV segment, where in the cluster implementation, the product that we have been working with them. This is one of the IoT module that we have implemented. That's the OBD that take care of the engine ECU parameter. We also take care of all the GPS locations and the parameter, fuel sensor informations, engine diagnosis, theft alert, driver behavior, also interactive way of the user process to understand what is going on inside your vehicle, right? These are the major IoT devices that we have worked past 5 years. I want to quickly run through one of the video.
Ever wondered how to ensure optimal performance and efficiency for your vehicles and machinery? From commercial vehicles to tractors, trucks, and industrial generators, diagnosis can be a challenge without the right tools. Challenges faced. Manual diagnostics are time-consuming, costly, and often lead to delays in production. For OEMs and manufacturers, staying ahead of potential issues is critical to maintaining quality and reducing downtime. Introducing the Era OBD scanner, an advanced diagnostic tool powered by IoT and AI, designed for commercial vehicles, generators, and industrial engines. It connects seamlessly to your systems to deliver real-time diagnostics, live parameters, and instant flashing with a single tap. Get detailed insights and comprehensive reports to keep your machinery running at peak performance. Why to choose Era? Trusted by leading OEMs in commercial vehicle manufacturing, industrial generator production, and engine development, Era offers a proven track record of delivering reliable diagnostics. Save time, reduce costs, and enhance operational efficiency with Era, the partner you can count on for smarter diagnostics. Take the first step towards smarter diagnostics. Contact us today and unlock the full potential of your fleet or machinery with Era.
So all our IoT devices we have named towards the IRA Connect, IRA Bus, and couple of our OEMs and companies that we are working. Currently, all this device we are currently partnered with NVIDIA. NVIDIA AI-enabled chipset we have been implementing on our product sets right now and working with a couple of use cases with the OEMs. Yeah, so I think I have covered 10 minutes. Yeah.
So most of the use cases we were able to relate. Thank you, Sulekha. Thank you. Right, 2 brilliant pitches showcasing the power of AI and innovation in action. A huge round of applause for our innovators. And what a session we have had, full of insight, ideas, and a glimpse into AI-powered future of mobility. And before we wrap up, I would like to bring in Rajat and Sujit once again for one final comment. Sujit, we'll have you first. All right, one final comment. You just saw two great pitches. Any final thoughts?
Both topics reaching out to different areas that needed specific, trying to fill the gap that is there in each of these areas. I would like to summarize it that way, that these are need of the hour, off-highway, on-highway vehicles, or any machines. Wonderful, Sulekha. And automated coding, automated execution, software to software, or agent to agent. Nachiket, wonderful. I would wish both of you all the best, and yeah, take care.
Great. Thank you, Sujit. Vasuki, your take?
Yeah, the AI is here to stay, and it is taking the center stage. And with the two of their presentations, it was very evident. And the agentic AI that the Kogo team presented, it was very fantastic, and it's going to get deeper into the in-car entertainment or in-car experience that is going to come in the futuristic cars, and that's going to be democratized. So you can't say it's going to be only available in the premium cars. You will find that hands-free experience is going to become more and more in the car area, especially in the automobiles. And similarly, when it comes to some of the work that Things Alive have been doing across the factory environment, so that's really a fantastic one. And they have many use cases already that they've worked on, and many implementations and successful stories they have created already.
Right.
Good, Sulekha.
And
Thank you for that.
Naman, I'll go a step forward. I think both Sujit and Vasuki have covered more or less everything. Nachiket and Sulekha, just imagine both of your solutions together. The OBD, the OBD basically talking to Nachiket's in. Then just try and imagine if I personally believe that if these two came together, the two of you, I mean, seriously, I think you then have the full solution, full suite. The vehicle dynamics, mechanics, combined with AI's, self Gen AI, self-generated codes, etc., and all that, along with, of course, where your Nachiket's thingy around the dealer solutions, etc. Just try and see. I mean, physical. That's why I keep on saying that AI ML is not just about code, Gen AI, stuff like that, but physical interface has to be there. And I think if the two of you work together, it's a complete suite of solutions.
All right, thank you. I think Raj wants to come in quickly. Yes, Raj, you can unmute yourself and you can come in quickly. Raj is one of the co-founders of Kogo. Raj, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Thanks, guys. This was really an enriching session, and I love the fact, Naman, about beta gadi pe control chahiye. That's a part of the same old school thing. Rajat, I couldn't agree more with what you're saying. In fact, currently we're already implemented in companies like Hero MotoCorp, TVS. In the two-wheeler segment, where more or less sort of our AI stack runs on their motorcycles and their platforms, where we have close to about 4 million users using our technology. Having said that, on the automotive sector, what you saw as the agentic mesh, what you were talking about, the swarm, that is exactly what the first use case is. It's multiple agents talking to each other collaboratively with passing over memory and context, and it works on the hardware layer of the vehicle. So we're also got a global partnership with Qualcomm, where we're embedded on their connected services platform. We also have a global deal with MapMyIndia, where MapMyIndia is in 30 OEMs. So we're using their geo intelligence to actually deliver this experience. And it's been an exhilarating ride so far. And we're able to bring in before drive, during drive, in the manufacturing setup, as well as after drive together, to give a seamless experience both to the dealership, to the OEM, to the customer, and to Salesforce.
Right, thank you for summing it up. We have one more hand raised, Vikas Jain. Vikas Jain would like to come in. Vikas, you have the access. Yes, you can come in.
Yeah, so sorry, I raised my hand towards the end of this session. Everyone must be dying to go home Friday evening. So Rajat, I really liked what you said, combining both the solutions. So why doesn't your company give them an opportunity to come and meet you at JBM for your buses? It would be great if both these solutions could be integrated and they get an opportunity with JBM for your electric buses. I saw that you've received a huge order day before yesterday. 1,000+ buses.
Yes.
So this
Vikas doing what he do best, right?
Absolutely. So Rajat, ye karwao yaar, startups ko, you should be giving them an opportunity. It's a fantastic solution, and maybe the right time, since you've got this huge order of around 1,100 buses.
Perfect. Looks like some collaboration building up.
I'll arrange for
we'll
that.
be in touch. We'll be in touch definitely, right? I think that's the time, right? That's a wrap now. And a huge shout out first off to all the amazing panelists, Sujit, right, for making us rethink AI governance and responsible automation. Rajat, for breaking down the AI-driven transformation across industries, and Vasuki for showing us how startups and enterprise can join forces, and a guest appearance Vikas Jain for initiating this co-creation collaboration, and of course our rock stars, innovators Nachiket from Kogo and Sulekha from Things Go Alive, right, for bringing fresh, bold perspective ideas to the table. And a big thank you to all our audience. You were super active today, super engaged, and asking great questions. Sorry, we could not take most of your questions today and making this session truly interactive, right? If AI is driving the future, then I believe you all are drivers. You are all in the driver's seat. But yes, wait, we are not done yet. Next week we are shifting gears to AI advancement in Industry 4.0. So trust me, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be another power packed session. Until then, keep the ideas flowing, right, and keep innovating. And most importantly, keep having fun with the AI. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Naman.
Thank you, Naman. Thank you for being such an amazing host.
Yeah, very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.